The market closes green, but was it bullish? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so in yesterday's video, we talked about the fact that we were looking for the market to shoot down into that 4490 to 4500 area to complete a leading diagonal, then reverse hard up towards 4530, then come down from there, and that's exactly what we saw. The market shot down on CPI data towards 4495 before shooting back up to 4530 and then coming down after that. So now the question is this bullish? I'll get into that in just 1 second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP 500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, with the market following our plan, we were ready to trade it, and we did. As you can see on the screen, traders are doing well in the room. We do this all the time, pretty much every day. If you are excited and want to learn how to do this and become part of the winning team, stay tuned for later in the video. For now, let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 1-hour futures chart for the S&P 500. And as we saw, the market shot down here on CPI data to 44.95, shot back up to the 45.30 area, then started down again after that. So with this, we are following our 1-2-1-2 setup pretty well. Overall, what we would expect in our primary path is for continuation to the downside. So we would look for this wave 2 up. Okay, we got wave 1 down, wave 2 up. Now we would look for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 of 3 down to the 44.70 area right at the pivot. We would look for the market to bounce off of the pivot and grind a little bit in this area and then break through the pivot as we head down toward the 4400 area. Now that is the primary path as of right now and our overall expectation moving forward until they break a key level. So what are the key levels and what happens if they break them? Well, the first thing we would want to see if you're bullish is you want to see them take out this wave 2 high. Now, that doesn't mean that they are going to get bullish at that point, but it is a good start for the bulls. They need to get back above this wave 2 high. They weren't even able to retrace the 1.0, so typically what you'd see here is you'd see off of this low, they had a move up for A, move down for B, and the 1.0 came in at 45.35. They weren't even able to get there before they started to turn down, so it was a pretty weak move up by the bulls overall. So now you have a pretty sloppy pattern. You'd expect this to be a C wave, so essentially a 1-2 setup, and then you would look for another wave 1 of 3, 2 of 3, and then 3 to break out back over this wave 2 high. So you'll want to see them get back up here, pull back a little bit, and then move back through this wave 2 high. And if they can get back through this wave 2 high, the bears certainly aren't dead. They still have the 618 at 45.53 and the 764 at 45.70, but that is a really good start for the bulls. Now, the final thing the bulls would need to do to give us a pretty good idea that they're trying to take back control of the market is push it back through 45.70, which is the 764. If they can break out to the upside and break through 45.70, we would be more on board with the bigger diagonal pattern that we've talked about, where off of the low instead of this ABC that we're looking at, you'd be looking at this as a potential 1, 2, 3 and a leading diagonal to the upside, where this is A of 3, B of 3, C of 3, then you look for a wave 4 back into wave 1 territory, and then finally a pushback up towards 46.60 or so to complete that leading diagonal. So that's what you're going to want to see from the bulls, is you're going to want to see them first take out this wave 2 high at about 45.20 or 45.30 or so, then the bigger wave 2 high here at the 45.40 area, and then you'll want to see them push up through 45.70 to give us an indication that the bulls are trying to push in that diagonal. Over on the NASDAQ. Okay, on the NASDAQ, we do have a very similar setup, although the NASDAQ does have some different options to the downside. They do have a pretty nice 5-wave pattern here on the NASDAQ, so it's potential that this could be a wave 1. I still have it as a wave A based on the ES, and that this isn't a perfect 5 waves, and A waves can be 5 as well. So there is a potential this could be a 1-2 setup, but I would still call it AB. And then you have wave 1 of C down, wave 2 of C, and then you have 1 of 3, 2 of 3, and you're looking for 3 of 3 to break down. Breaking yesterday's low would be a good start, and then pushing down through the pivot at 15.308 would be a strong indication that we're on our way down in wave 3 toward the 14.881 area. Then we look for a bounce and one more move down towards 14.689 to complete the C wave off of this bigger ABC from the top, where you have A, B, C, and then you'd look for resumption of the bigger uptrend. So that is what you would look for from a bearish trend, very similar to the ES. Again, breaking the overnight low would be, or yesterday's low would be a great start, and then pushing through 15,308 would be a strong indication that we are in wave 3 of C. For the bulls, same look as the ES, where this is a wave 1 and a diagonal. It's a 3-wave move. Wave 2, A, B, C for 3, 4, and 5 to complete that diagonal up toward the 16,400 area. If we see that, obviously if we see a break over this wave 2 high, that's a strong indication that they could be in this diagonal to the upside. But as of right now, pressure is down until they can get back over this wave 2 high. So that is the alternate count. Should they not be able to break through the pivot and push down here, overall that would be the expectation. But if they can hold and then push back over the wave 2 high, then we would look for this diagonal to play out. Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link and it'll take you right over to the website. Once you're there, check out our membership plans page. We have 2 incredible plans and they both come with a 7-day free trial. And that's because I want you to get in there. I want you to make sure you love it and become part of our trading team before you ever spend a penny, and you can cancel at any time. We also have our Elliott Wave for Beginners online course. This course is for people that want to learn Elliott Wave and don't know where to start. It is explained in very simple bite-sized chunks that make Elliott Wave pretty easy to understand. And as you can see from the testimonials on the screen, it is helping real traders make real money and finally understand the market and know why we had hot CPI data, but the market closed green. So it is 25 videos where I go through 3 parts: the introduction, which is our expectations, mindset, KISS theory, and why it works; the chart setup and tools, where I go through every tool you need to use with Elliott Wave and how to use it so you can understand when you are seeing confirmation on the patterns; and the Elliott Wave for Beginners course, where I go through all the Elliott Waves, how they look, what their targets are, what their failure points are, and what we're supposed to use them for so that you can understand the market when instead of using the news cycles. The cool thing about the program is it is included in both monthly plans. So if you don't want to buy the course, you can get it for free by becoming a monthly member. In our first room, the Invest with Jacob room, you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions answered, a midday video where I go over exactly where we are in the counts and what to expect, as well as the training material you just saw. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing trade, which means our trades can last anywhere from a few days to a few months. So we don't trade quite as often as a day trading room does. However, if you are interested in day trading as well as individual stocks, you can check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as day trading, individual stocks, and PT's reduced risk binary method that absolutely crushes the market. He gets you in at a cheap price and gets you huge multiples on your money, and it's how he structures the trades is so unique. It's something you really have to see to understand, and that's another reason we give you that 7-day free trial. He also started a challenge account where he put $4,000 into a small account trading mini ES futures, showing you how to gain 3 to 4% gains per week so you can build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we would love to have you in these rooms so we can all make money together. All right, key takeaways for today. On the S&P, we are looking for continued downside. We would want them to hold yesterday's high at 40. We would want them to hold yesterday's high and push down through yesterday's low and ultimately the wave 1 low down here at 44.83 on their way to breaking the pivot. If, however, the bulls can hold and push back over this wave, mini wave 2 high and then Roman numeral wave 2 high, they can take back control of the market in the diagonal and look to push up towards the 46.60 area. Over on the NASDAQ, same setup on the NASDAQ. They have a 1-2-1-2 setup to the downside where we would look for them to push down through yesterday's low, break the 15,308 area and give us an indication that we are in 3 of 3. Otherwise, we would look for the bulls to push back over this wave 2 high at about 15,691. And if they do that, we could see a strong move up in an ABC pattern toward the 16,400 area. Guys, that is your market update for today. I will talk to you tomorrow.